Greetings, fellow Fright Fiends. It's your buddy BoogeyMan Ben here for a new episode of BoogeyMan Ben's Horror Zone. As you can see, I am not in the horror zone at all. I'm actually on a trip for work. I'm actually out of state. I'm actually in Washington, up in Seattle right now. And I wasn't planning to do a video up here at all because I got this work-related thing going on. But something dropped today. My friend Jarrett posted it on my Facebook page. Awesome guy. He sent it over to me, and it's some news that I figured was coming, and I'm not really that happy about it, but I figured it was going to come just because of all of the Stephen King remakes that are taking place now. I knew this one was going to be there. So it was announced today that James Wan and Gary Dauberman, who directed Annabelle Creation and Annabelle Comes Home, they are working on a new theatrical adaptation to Salem's Lot. So this will be the first version that ever went to theaters because both of the other two adaptations of King's book were miniseries events. The original, of course, the best, and one that I don't know will be able to be topped for me, was released in 1979. CBS television. It aired over 2 different weekends. It was like one weekend, and then the next episode of the second part of the miniseries aired the following weekend. I believe that the one in 2004 aired simultaneously, if I remember watching that one, but that was also a 4-hour miniseries. That one was directed by Michael Salem, and it was shot in Australia, and that one featured Rob Lowe, Rutger Hauer, Donald Sutherland. I wasn't a big fan of that movie. I haven't watched it in years. I kind of revisited it a couple times, but I just have some issues with it. Don't get me wrong. I love James Wan. I think James Wan is a fantastic horror director. I love everything that he's done. Dead Silence is one of my favorite films. I think it's completely underrated. I also love the Conjuring films. I loved both Insidious films. I love the first Saw. Everything he's done. Death Sentence is a great film. And his Fast and Furious movie is great. I haven't seen Aquaman yet, but everything the guy does, I think, is masterfully done. And I thought Annabelle Creation was great. I'm looking forward to the next movie. But just for me, it's just again, I understand why they're doing it because you've had the success with Stephen King's It. Pet Sematary has done well despite some people not liking it. I actually liked it, and I was a big naysayer about that one being done. Salem's Lot is a tough one for me. I really nothing for me is going to be able to top that first film. Hooper's film is iconic to me. This is just me talking. I'm not saying that it might. Some people might say it's better. I'm sure there's a lot of people that watch that original film now from the 70s and say it's too drawn out, it's long, it's boring. With the exception of a couple of creepy elements, it needs to be redone and modernized, which is what they're probably going to do. I don't know how to feel about it. It's like, part of me, like I said, I knew it was coming, but the other part of me is like, why bother? Why bother with it? Why don't you tackle some of King's works that haven't been adapted for the big screen? Salem's Lot is my favorite film of all time. I've mentioned it. I just did a video just recently talking about, going to Ferndale where they shot the film. So I'm like, I really hoped that this wouldn't happen because I'm tired of them trying to revamp everything for a modern audience. It's like, are they going to remake everything? It gets to a point where it's like, I understand why they're doing it, and there's money to be made. Stephen King's name is probably as strong as it's ever been. I mean, the Stephen King properties that are coming out, you got Dr. Sleep, which is coming out later this year. You got the It Chapter 2 that's coming out. So it's a hot name now, and that's why they're going back and trying to find all these other properties that they can adapt or readapt. And it's just, for me, it's just like, the film for me already works. I think it's perfect. But again, I'm older. But I bet, younger generations probably don't find the film as entertaining as I did. But it was the first film that ever impacted me. It was the first film that ever scared me. Again, just wanted to talk about it and share my thoughts on it. And by no means am I saying that they're going to do a bad job on it. I'm sure that I think if you could have chosen any people to do a remake of Salem's Lot, you got 2 fantastically talented people, because the first Annabelle film was not that great. Annabelle Creation was awesome, and James Wan is an amazing talent, and I think they could do a good job on it. For me personally, though, nothing's going to replace Hooper's film. It's a part of my life. Salem's Lot will always be a part of my life. That version of Salem's Lot will be a part of my life. They announced it. It's going to happen. It'll probably be out in a year or two or however long. But yeah, just wanted to talk about it real quick. So if you guys are excited about them making a new Salem's Lot, that's cool. And just share your thoughts. Let me know. Do you guys like the original Salem's Lot? A lot of people, I know there's some people that think it's boring and drawn out, and it's like, and I understand that, because it is. It's long. It's a long story, and it takes a while for the action to pick up. But the eeriness of that film is what always captivated me. And even as a young kid, it was just perfect for me. But I'm curious what other people think. Let me know in the comments section below. Let me know what you think about the film. If you love it, you hate it, that's cool. If you think this new remake is a great idea, if you think it's a horrible idea. We'd just love to hear from everyone. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back in the horror zone very soon, and I have another special video coming up really soon. I hope everyone looks forward to that, and thanks so much for the support. I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy. Stay scared as always. Peace. I have a Patreon page. If everybody wants to help support me, the link is down below. And if you do help support me, Dracula here will get more treats, and Dracula really loves his treats. So any support that you can give me would be very, very much appreciated. Right, Drac?